Hello everyone. So today we'll be doing an experiment on the flow meter, that is a venturimeter. Okay. So this is a venturimeter. This is a venturimeter in which there are three parts. One is the converging part, another one is throat, and another one is divergent part. Okay. These all are flow meters, like venturimeter, nozzle and orifice meter. These are all flow meters where we are calculating the flow rate of a fluid flow, or which is flowing through a pipe. We are calculating its flow rate. So what is meant by flow rate? What is meant by discharge? Discharge is nothing but the quantity of fluid flowing per second through a section. Okay, that is in terms of meter cube per second. Okay. So in this there are different types. So this is a combination of all the three. Okay. So first we will be dealing with the venturimeter. So the fluid is flowing through this venturimeter and we are able to calculate its discharge using the formulas. Okay. So in this there are three parts. That is, first one is converging section. You can see that there is a diverging section. Throat, and this is the diverging section. And you can see the length of the diverging section is more than the converging section. Okay. And there are two manometers connected to this. There are two pipes which are connected to the manometers, which will show you the pressure of the fluid flowing through this pipe. Okay, and which will measure the head in terms of of water. Okay, now, so to start this experiment, what we are doing is we are starting the pump first, and now we have to check whether whether this valve is closed. Okay, so now in this position the valve is closed as there is no water flowing through the pipe. So when we switch it on, so this is completely open. Okay, this is completely open. Okay, now the fluid will only flow through, or whatever water is there will only flow through this pipe, through the venturimeter. Okay, and this is a closed cycle. Okay, so whatever water is there, it will be filled in the tank. The same water will be repeated again, pumped back and flow through the venturimeter, again fill into the measuring tank. From that it will go to the main tank. Okay, so now it is completely open. The fluid will be flowing through this. Okay, when the fluid is flowing through this, we have to measure its head in terms of water. So what we'll do is, we'll just open this valve over here. We'll open the valve. So what will happen when we open the valve? This will be closed. So what will happen? Whatever fluid is flowing through this, it will create a pressure over here, and there is a change in manometer. You can see that there are two mercury points. Okay, whenever we change it, it will increase or decrease the pressure. So there will be a difference in between this. So this length is measured. Like if this comes here 34 and if this comes near 30, the difference is H. Okay, that is head manometer. Okay, done. So when the fluid is flowing through, we want to calculate its actual discharge, because here the main aim is to calculate to measure the coefficient of discharge of venturimeter. Okay, so to measure the coefficient of discharge, we require Q actual by Q theoretical. So Q theoretical formula is nothing but the venturimeter formula, and the Q actually is measured using this one, which is A into R by T, where A is the area of this measuring tank, which is given over here. R is the time, R is the length, for what length we are taking the time for calculating the discharge. So that is 10 centimeter, and time is the time taken for how much time it takes to fill the 10 centimeter. So Q equal to where we get the actual discharge which is flowing through the venturimeter. So theoretical discharge is calculated using the formula, which will be shown in the calculations. Okay, and then after this, whatever water is filled in this, it will be completely drained out from here. Okay, and again, if we want to take another reading, what we'll do is, we'll make it to half, or we'll partially open it. We'll make it to half or partially open. Therefore, the discharge will be reduced, and we can take one more reading in the same way. So we'll be seeing how to take the readings now. So as we are doing based on the nozzle. Okay. So this is the way we have to start the motor first. Before starting the motor, we have to just open the valve completely. Okay, so that the water flows into this pipe through the venturimeter. If we don't open it, whatever pressure is there, it will be on the pump itself. So before starting the pump, make sure that you are opening the valve. Okay, now in this position the valve is open whenever it is perpendicular to the pipe. Okay, whenever it is perpendicular to this pipe, parallel to this pipe, then it is nothing but the valve is open. Okay. So after opening the pipe, what we have to do is we have to on the pump. Okay. So after oning the pump, you can see that from the main tank, the water is getting pumped up and it is coming through this pipe and it is flowing inside this measuring tank. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have two valve knobs over here. Okay. These are nothing but pressure knobs, where this is the pressure 1, this is the pressure 2, this is the pressure in the converging section of the venturimeter, this is the pressure in the diverging section. So before starting this, what we have to do is we have to measure the pressure difference or to measure the head. So we have to on this. Okay, so we are opening it so that whatever water is there, it is flowing through this pipe and entering here. So here you can see some, in this tube there are some air bubbles. To measure the pressure difference in the manometer, we require to check the pressure difference over here, the difference between these two. So to get that, what we have to do is we have to just close this. As it was open, we have to close this. So we can see that there are some air bubbles which are forming over here. So we can see that there is a difference which we have got. Okay. So we have got a difference over here. This is this difference. So we have to measure this difference. This is like something 44 and this is somewhere 14. So this is H1 minus H2. So after getting this H1 minus H2, that is the head difference in the manometer, then from this we have to measure the time taken to fill 10 centimeter of water in this measuring tank. So now it is from 0 to 8, maybe 10 to 20 or 20 to 24, 30 somewhat. But before measuring this tank, we have to close this. We have to close this valve, and the whatever water is draining inside this from this tank will be stopped. Okay, so after stopping the water, so the water will start rising over here. So you take a point of 10 here, 10 centimeter, till 20 centimeter you may, put this stopwatch and measure the time taken to fill this 10 centimeter of water. So whatever that is there, that is the time taken to cover that. Okay, so in this way you can calculate the time taken to fill 10 centimeter of water, and you can measure the pressure difference in this. And after measuring the pressure difference, after doing the experiment, you just open this and close this. Okay, after closing, you can directly switch off the pump. Okay, and close the valve. This is the way you have to do the experiment for venturimeter, and the same experiments we are the same procedure we are following it for purified meter and nozzle. So this is the calculation part of the venturimeter. So what we are going to do is we have just shown it in the real venturimeter in the experiment. So here we are having a diameter D of pipe, and we are having a conversion section and throat of a diameter D. Okay, and this is the diverging section of the venturimeter. So this is the manometer in which the head is calculated, that is H1 and H2, in which we are placing mercury, which is the heavier liquid, and the fluid which is flowing through the pipe is water, which is the lighter liquid. Okay, so we have to measure the pressure difference between this point, that is the inlet of the pipe, and the throat. So whatever pressure difference we are getting, that is measured in terms of H. Okay, so this is the tabular column where the readings H1 and H2 are taken from the manometer. Okay, and here H1 and H2 are taken, that is in terms of centimeters, and this is a manometer reading in terms of meter, that is H equal to H1 minus H2. So that is the difference between these two. In terms of meter, we are getting the value, that is 0.301. Okay, and another reading which we are taking is from the experiment is the time taken to fill 10 centimeter of water in the measuring tank. Okay, so that is 9.5 seconds which we have taken for filling 10 centimeter of water. So after getting these three values, that is H1, H2 and the time taken, then we have to calculate the Q actual, that is the actual discharge, theoretical discharge, and from that we are calculating the coefficient of discharge, that is Q actual by Q theoretical. So what we do is we will substitute the values in this. So first, before that, what is the observation which we have seen in the venturimeter? So first one is the area of the measuring tank in which the water is going to fill. That is 0.5 into 0.2 meter square. That is 0.1 meter square. Okay. Then the diameter of venturimeter is, that is the throat. This part. The diameter small d is the diameter of the throat. That is 0.0125 meter or 12.5 mm. Okay. Then the diameter of inlet pipe of the venturimeter capital D equal to 0.025 meter. Okay. This is the observation which we have seen. This is the diameter small d 0.0125 meter. This is capital D, that is 0.025 meter. So this is the observation of the venturimeter which is provided in the experiment. Okay. By using this and by using the H1, H2 and the time taken, we are going to calculate the actual discharge, theoretical discharge and CV. So now what I will do, I will just go on calculating the answers. So for Q actual, the formula is A into R divided by 100 into T. This A is the area of the measuring tank, that is 0.5 into 0.2 into R. What is R? The value of R is 10 centimeter. So as we are taking the water for 10 centimeter, we are writing 10 centimeter over here. Divided by 100 into time. What is the time taken? The time taken is 9.5 seconds. So after substituting, we are getting 1.052 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube per second. Okay, so this is the value which we have got, that is Q actual. Now, so after finding the Q actual, we have to calculate the theoretical discharge. This theoretical discharge is for mainly for the venturimeter. If so you can see that there are two terms, A1 and A2. This is the area of A1 is the area of the diameter of the inlet of the pipe, and A2 is the diameter of the throat. Okay. So A1 is, so if the venturimeter changes or for some other experiment the dimension of the venturimeter will be different, then this area will be changed. So based on this experiment, the values we have to substitute, like A1 is pi by 4 d square, diameter of the inlet of the pipe. A2 is pi by 4 d square, diameter of the throat. We are substituting the value in A1 and A2. Okay, then square root of 2 into G into H. This H is nothing but head loss in terms of meter of water. So that H you have to substitute here. After substituting, you just substitute this A1 square minus A2 square. We are getting some value as 1.095. 1.095 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube per second. After substituting this value, you have to, what is the function, what is the value left? That is CD. This is the main, which is the aim of our experiment, to determine the coefficient of discharge. That is Q actual by Q theoretical. So what is Q actual? Whatever value we have got here, that is 1.052 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 1.095 into 10 raised to minus 3. So whatever value we get at the end, that is 0.96, is nothing but coefficient of discharge. This coefficient of discharge is the